Well, that escalated quickly. President Trump today, Saturday, woke up and said that he is going to impose a 10% tariff on American allies, and the list is Denmark, Norway, Sweden, France, Germany, the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, and Finland. 10% tariff starting February 1st on any and all goods from those countries coming to the United States. And it will go up to 25% on June 1st, quote, until such time as a deal is reached for the complete and total purchase of Greenland. This focus of the president on the United States taking Greenland from Denmark, which is a NATO ally, and which had more soldiers die per capita in Afghanistan than any other NATO ally, is really shocking so many people throughout the world and also Republicans in Congress.
Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters that's out there. Unto his like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. I don't know what kind of ally is this, but as we all know, prophecy is always constantly being in motion and live and direct. Like you can't, it's undeniable. So here it goes. Nero taxing the shit out of his own allies because he can't get his way. And that's pretty sad to see when you have a supposed alliance with somebody, yeah, because you want certain things to go your direction, you're gonna tax the shit out of them. So as we can see, this man is like a madman on the loose. This is why the scripture says, well, we know we're gonna go. Matter of fact, I really want to read the whole chapter, but it says, real quick before I read that. Real quick. Sirach 8:1. It says, strive not with a mighty man, lest thou fall into his hands. Be not at variance with a rich man, lest he overweigh thee. For gold have destroyed many, and perverted the hearts of kings. Strive not with a man that is full of tongue, and heap not wood upon his fire. So, yeah, America is the big bad, but, and there's a big but, there's more NATO nations than America. Now, when what's this guy, Stephen Miller, had made a statement about they could take whatever they want, who is going to stop them from doing whatever they want? That was pride talk. That was arrogancy. And this is why you're hated, even amongst your own allies. All right. Oh, let me get this one real quick. Daniel 7. Daniel 7? Let me see something. Oh, no, it should be Daniel 7. When it speaks of the let me just type it in, get to the point. Yeah, 7 and 8. I consider the horns, and behold, they came among them another little horn, before whom they were three of the first horns plucked up out their roots, which was Great Britain, the French, and Spain, which was the wars that took place here in America. It was a big land grab when the when America was being stretched out, so to speak, not stretched out, when the land was discovered. So they wanted to control each territory. You had the Louisiana Purchase of Louisiana, I believe, all the way to Chicago, which was the French. I forgot what Spain had took, but Spain, Great Britain, and France, they lost. Well, we're still influenced by Great Britain. That's what the scripture says in Jeremiah. Let me get that real quick. Little quick history. Jeremiah 50. And about, should be around here. Yep. It says, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. So when you read of Jeremiah the 50th chapter, is a prophecy of Babylon of today. And Babylon was established, which they never beat the British. They always reported to the crown. This is why they always say Great Britain is his greatest ally. Here in America, when America was established, it was established by criminals. It was given the option: go to jail or go to the new lands. So the worst of the worst came over here to establish it, but always had ties to the British crown. But it's going to get to a point where America is going to cause shame to the crown, a shame to the one that bear it, and that's Great Britain. All right, behold, the uttermost of the nations will be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. And the uttermost part of the world is America. I believe it's the fourth part of the world. Right? Life was established in. It was mainly focused in what the world called the Middle East. All right, that's where all life sprung up. Mainly in the land we call Israel, which was the Garden of Eden, is a mother of us all. They try to say is Africa, but it's not. So the East was established. As great as Rome was, Rome never colonized this side of the world. But the modern day Rome did that. So this is the uttermost part of the world, which is the prophecy showing that this is the land that was destined to be destroyed. Because here in America, America's enemies can't invade it because you only can get to America by the Atlantic or the Pacific. Okay, and they would know if you go to the old conventional way of things are doing. Well, with the new modern technology of today, the other side of the world can shoot arrows over here. And this is what the Lord has increased in weaponry so that missiles, the modern day weapons mass destruction, which are missiles, can get over to this part. And after World War II, the split in the German scientists, there was three major empires that split the scientists: Russia, Great Britain, and America. So Great Britain has the capability of wiping this place out if it deems it so. All right. So this land was destined to be the desert of the world. So America is not blessed. America is a place. It has in its beginning, it has an end to it. All right. Oh, so let me go back to this. So what this guy is doing, he's hurrying up that destruction. Back to where was I? Sorry. Daniel 7 and 8. And I consider the horns, and behold, the three came up. So that's Great Britain, France, Spain. Among them, a, another little horn. That other little horn is America. All right. That other little horn is America. Before whom there were three of the first horns plucked up by the roots. So they got ousted out of this land. And behold, in this horn were eyes like eyes of men, and a mouth speaking great things. I know they speaking great things. In the scripture, I believe I don't think it's in this one. It's more stout than his fellows. Let me see if I can find it. I think it's the second chapter. But I thought it said stout. I guess I was wrong. But yeah, this little horn is proud as hell, which is America. All right, speaking great things, speaking things that it should not utter. The things they should not utter is the way it was established. All right, they say God bless. You know what? He never blessed this place. This place was destined for destruction. So now let me get to the nitty gritty. Revelation 12. I'm not sorry, 12, 17. It says, and there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials. These are the stages of the judgments. And talked with me, saying, come unto me. Hold on for a second. I think I'm having issues. Testing 1, 2, 3. Un momento. I know I'm not tripping. All right. It says, come hither, and I will show thee the great judgment. Sorry, the judgment of the great whore, which sitteth upon many waters. And that great judgment, who is that whore? And this has been a mystery throughout history. A mystery throughout history. And that mystery is what was considered to be who is Babylon the Great. Now, the land Babylon, which is in Iraq, is still to this day established. But the set judgment that the Lord has for this place, you would know, the whole world would know when this place was being taken out. All right? It says that sitteth upon many waters. Now, I'm going to jump. No, let me not jump yet. Let me not jump. It says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunken with the wine of her fornication. So that fornication, which we all know, is their philosophy. Now, if you go against what America deems as democracy, because it was at one time, just like Rome, a republic. The republic is dead. That's the common trend right now. All right, we're seeing microwave and a speedy riddance end of America. The way it stands, Nero is even talking about suspending midterms and talking about suspending voting in general. So that once so-called proud of democracy, voting for your leadership, all right, it's thrown out the window. So the world's been drunk with the wine of the philosophies of America, and they never is fair how they conduct their judgment. So he carried me away in the spirit of into the wilderness, and I saw a woman set upon a scarlet colored beast. I believe scarlet is like a purplish reddish color. Okay, and the beast, which is NATO EU. The woman represents America sitting on NATO EU. So wherever, this is why when Trump ran the first term, he was talking hella five shit about NATO. But when he came in the second term, he said basically NATO owes America. We pay everything. So all he was doing, it was causing friction. All right, it was causing friction. And it says full of the names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Which is 7 heads is Rome. No, sorry, Greece, Rome, Germania Minor, Major, um, France, Spain, and Great Britain. So the 7 heads, that's the 7 heads, the 7 beginnings. And the 10 horns, the modern day of the 10 horns was the EU. All right. NATO. NATO was established with 10. I believe Canada was a part of it too. When you Wikipedia it up, it tells you, and then a whole bunch of minor members of NATO EU. So America has been over these nations. It says, and the woman was arrayed in purple. Purple means automatically when you read purple, when there's a purple garment involved, talking about kingship. Because purple was hard to get by. That's why you had the thing called the Punic War. It was fighting of the North Africa for the resources. All right, and there in that place, how you say it, Carthagena, where you could get. That was one of the main things that you could get. So purple was only given for rich people. So the woman dressed in purple is America, showing that America's over NATO EU, and that proves as well when you look at it was a couple months. It was last year, and he was talking about Nero, that we pay most of the bills. Come to find out, America is like 75% um, NATO EU's military. Now they run it, they lead it, they run it. Okay, everything, and it says, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having and the golden cup in her hand, full of abomination and filthiness of her fornication, homosexuality. All right, God always got to put that bestiality. All right, hey, fuck it. Well, they don't do that over there, but GMOs, there's certain things that, well, a lot of things that we eat here in America, it would not dare bring that over there in the EU. All right, they wouldn't dare do that. It says, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon. So it was a mystery. This has been a mystery for decades, but unbeknownst to everybody, the New World, which at the time was the Americas, that's the focal point of them all. There with Babylon the Great be. It says, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, So it is the mother that passes what? So the offspring, all right. I'm not gonna get it, but it's tell you Nahum 3 and 4 that sells the nations of witchcraft. So they sell the world by their philosophy, and this is how they got a lot of people. Now, when you talk about what's his name, Maduro, Venezuela, they did an election. They did several elections, and America trying to say he's not the legitimized elected president, but he's a dictator. This, that, to the third. There was going so when a nation doesn't go how America wants it, even though it's in the same philosophy of voting for your leader, they could always interrupt that. All right, they could always tell. Now, what's not found in Venezuela is usury, is open gay marriages. These are some of the philosophies that is spread throughout the world, and America being the whatchamacallit of it, the mother of it. We see why this place is so filthy and evil, because it spreads that lie to the world. All right, and they sell it. Now, part of this abomination financially has been their dollar, and it says, "In the abominations of the earth, and I saw the woman, America, drunken with the blood of the saints, which are you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans." You see the contrast. Somebody even brought it up. Even Willie D brought it up. You see how Trump is going full throttle against Colombia, Mexico, Venezuela. Let's be real. All the tribes, where the tribes rest at. But when it comes to Greenland, oh, we'll just give them money. We'll give them $100,000 each person so they could be ran by us. Well, Jake been looking for reparations here in America for forever, but that's neither here or there. They enjoy all this ICE movements, all these things that they're doing. They enjoy that. This is part of their pastime. It's nothing for anybody to be offended by. It's just how Esau rolled. He has a special hatred towards the nation of Israel. So not only have they drunken of the blood of the saints, they they lived it up. They want to keep repeating. It's like a hit. This is the best time that they have. That's why they want to bring back America again. Like when you taste something that's good, a liquor that you haven't tasted never before, or you taste it like, damn, I just can't get this out of my head. Well, this mother effers love killing Jake. All right. It says, and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua, with martyrs is talking about witness. All right. The eyewitnesses of the downfall of America, of the miracles of Yahushua. Okay. We, Lord willing, the hopeful elect, our report is is beautiful. Okay. So it got to the point where how America was established through the bloodshed of the Native Americans, which they damn near genocide the Native Americans, what Negroes through cargo slave ships to this side of the world, all right, and practicing massacring people of the nation of Israel physically, and then when they couldn't do it physically, they got you obviously spiritually, destroyed you, locked your asses up, did whatever they want to you. But the way they treat these European nations, their fellows, is a whole nother tactic. So seeing that and knowing that how things are changing, So now they want to get their way, but they can't get their way because nobody's really with that. They're not down with that. All right. They had no problems when blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans were being slaughtered. Nobody had a problem. But when it's white on white crime or disagreement that's openly, there's the problem. Just wanted to say that. It says, and when I saw her, I wonder with great admiration, meaning he saw, when John saw the future, he saw how he was living. He saw the opportunities. He seen certain things that gravitate to his mind. You see how the women was dressing, like, God damn, you know? He probably seen the neon lights. He probably saw Times Square for all we know. But he saw the future. He saw the 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 visual. How can I say it? The visual delicacy? No, the visual um fondness. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out a nice word of saying it. It was good for his eyes. That was not good for his eyes, but it was at shocked. It's like, wow, this is different. And the angel got at him. It says, and the angel said unto me, wherefore doest thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carried her, which have the 7 heads and the 10 horns. So he's going to tell. I'm going to just jump down. Verse 15. It says, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples, multitudes, and nations, and tongues. And what is America known for? A melting pot. A melting pot of people. All right. Anybody, anywhere around the world that you even never heard of, they all dwell here. They're all from here. They're not from here. They're from wherever they come to, especially New York. New York is like the headquarters of different New York and LA. That's where the Statue of Liberty, which was actually a man, right? But it was a gift by the Freemasons, the French Freemasons, to America. We was discussing that at the camp sit down, how the color of the Statue of Liberty, that was because of the rust. All right, it didn't come green. It came a certain color, but through the process of time, because of the material it got to that color of green. All right, so this place is known for immigration. Okay, people coming from different lands to come, but unbeknownst to them, it was just another form of servitude, slavery, when they came over here. And it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. And right now, NATO EU is hating America. All right. It despises America because overall, America is going beyond its limitation. If you have somebody that is always in a position of power and they desire more power, they got the big piece of the pie, but they want your piece. And they're supposed to be an ally. Like, nah, this ain't right. And this is how the other nations feel. And the 10 horns which thou sawest, I read that. No, actually, it says, upon the beast shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. When you go into the law of the Lord, the law of the Bible, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Right? They're supposed to be burnt. If a daughter is playing a whore and her father's a priest, Do you know that the father is supposed to burn her alive? Yeah, that's a lot of things that people don't want to acknowledge of the ugliness of the scriptures. So if you have a whorish daughter and you're a priest, you're supposed to burn her alive. All right. So the Lord seen America. That's how you know that judgment. The judgment that's supposed to come to America is biblical. Because this is the whore who's supposed to know better, right? Who's supposed to know where they stand, where they playing the whore, all these other nations. This is why you have different gods. You can worship whatever the hell you want in America. You can do whatever the hell you want. No problem. So Yahweh Bashem Yahshua has the best judgment for this place. So for the Most High have put in their hearts, meaning their minds, to fulfill his will. And what was that will? You take a whole bunch of different nations, European nations, who had their own issues. All right. But they decided to make an agreement, the Treaty of Rome. Now, what is a treaty? Like when two parties agree. So they all agree. And what was the main agreement? That Russia, it was not Russia, Great Britain at the time, which was acting as the world police, allowed America to be that quote unquote world police. That the dollar to be the strength, because supposedly, I mean not supposedly, but after World War II, Europe was rattled. It was destroyed. And the only place that could do anything was America. So the nations begin trading with the dollar, which the dollar was backed up at the time by gold. And they kept devaluing that dollar. So they technically broke from the treaty that they wanted. When France wanted their gold back, America didn't have the gold, but they gave. That's when they created EPA, which is Environmental Protection Agency, which is talking about parks. So they sold parts of America to the other nations as a as commodity of the gold that was not given back, right? So that was fulfilling. All this is just to fulfill the will of the Lord, to make an alliance. And Europe always caught the short end of the stick. Now them catching the short end of the stick, um, and just dealing with it, which was okay. But now with this guy in office, he's trying to go beyond the verbal agreement. He wants a piece of the land, not because of what they call national security. He wants a piece of the land because the the um the natural resources that they find over there, and these natural resources that they find over there is going to help forward America with this RFID microchip. All right. Then you have elder brother Sabar was breaking it down. One of the main people that was pushing Trump to go into Greenland is Robert S. S. Lauder, S. Lauder, whatever. And he's um, he's a guy. His company kills seals for beauty product. S. I can't. I don't know what I can't say right now. S. Lauder or whatever. So Trump is being motivated, which is all spiritual, by the very rich of the society. Okay, it's not for natural resource. I mean, it's not for natural security. It's for the natural resources that they found, and it's easier for them to find that. So Taiwan has material that is needed for the advanced technology. They might have found that same thing in Greenland and they want to occupy it, keep it for themselves. But it's bringing tension within the alliance. It says, and to agree, which it goes back, that agreement goes back to the Treaty of Rome, all right, and gave their kingdom unto the beast until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest, the great city which reigned over the kings of the earth, which is America. So America is destined to be destroyed. So this what's happening, the inner fighting
that escalated quickly.
That's between EU, NATO, and America is telling of the demise of America, which is really telling of the demise. Okay, so we are heading to a point of no return. So let Nero do what he does best, piss everybody off. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nations of shalom.